You're not going to see a much better chart in all of crypto than what Chainlink is showing right now. It looks like we might be setting up for some mega moves coming up here fairly quickly. This is the daily chart I have in front of me for Chainlink. I'm going to, well, I am zoomed out. Let's look at this October move we've seen since October. We were down here around 7.5 when the crypto run started from October to December. And Chainlink absolutely took off. It doubled in just a matter of a couple of months. Now, it behaved a little differently. Chainlink did. It behaved a little differently than the other altcoins, or a lot of altcoins. A lot of altcoins did what Chainlink did here. It ran up in October, November. Then they kind of consolidated for a bit before making a newer high in December. A lot of the altcoins did that. But what you saw from those altcoins in January, the ones that ran up in December, is they really gave their gains back in January and really ended up down about the same level that they were back in November. Well, you can see Chainlink didn't have its run up in December. I called it the grown up in the room, the adult in the room. It kind of did its run up and then it just consolidated and has consolidated here from what's this, November to really when it broke out of this range at the 1st of February. So really for about 3 months, Chainlink sat in this range of about 13.5 to 17.5. And it just sat there accumulating, consolidating, whatever you want to call it. And since the Bitcoin run up starting late February or January, early February, it broke this important level right around the 17.5 level and has now been up into this level here from about 17.5 to 20.5, somewhere kind of right here. Now, we've got a little bit of pullback. You can see across all of crypto right now, we've got a pullback. And that's to be expected with the Bitcoin run that has been happening over the past few weeks. Nothing goes up consistently all the time. There's absolutely no long-term fear for Chainlink. In fact, like I said, it's got one of the best looking charts in that it seems like it could take off and run at any point. It could break this level. Now, this is an important level. It's around 20 to 21, and it's the level that we wrestled with earlier this week and has been rejected up to this point. If I zoom out to this level right here, I move to the weekly chart. Let's see why this level is important. It is kind of the, let me expand this again on the weekly chart, and this is the level I'm talking about. You can see the market has reacted around this level back in August of 2020. There were wicks all across this level, wick for about 4, 5 out of 6 weeks. When the market hit this level, it reacted. Right here was a week where the price moved up to this level, was rejected, moved up to the level again, was rejected. Here was a week, moved down to the level, rejected, moved down to the level, rejected. My point is, this level of around 20 to 21 has historically been a very significant level in the life of Chainlink. And that simply means that once price reaches it, people know it's a significant level, so they program algorithms to react around that level. So when price gets to that level, you'll see the market move, and it has. We've seen a push down from this level, but that's definitely temporary. That's absolutely temporary. It could do something like this and then go ahead and break that level. If Bitcoin continues to sell off, which we might talk about in a minute, it might drop back down to the 17.5 level before taking off. But long-term, Chainlink is setting up beautifully. I'm going to look at this tweet here. This Dan, I guess is how he says it. Dan Crypto Trades. I follow him on Twitter. He's a good follow. He's showing me right here with link a classic example of a bull flag. He says, keep an eye out for the breakout for confirmation. The bull flag is what he's talking about right here. You've got a nice big move up and then kind of a downward trend. Now he's looking at the 1 hour chart, and I'll go back and look at that in a second. But he's saying, look for confirmation of this break right here. And then that should set us up for a bigger move in link. You can see that here. You can see the same flag here. This is what he's talking about. I'm just on the daily chart. He was on the hourly, but this is what he's talking about. He's talking about a break above this level here after we've had this nice run up. a flag, which looks like a flag on a flagpole. Here's the pole and here's the flag. And then for a break higher. And of course, if it gets above this 20 point, above 21, it is set up beautifully to take off. You can see that what he's talking about on the 1 hour there. Look at that. Okay. And it's actually right now, as I'm making this video, getting to the top of that range. So you just never know what's going to happen. It might go ahead and break, might fall back down and then break. We'll just have to wait and see. Let's talk about Bitcoin real quick, because Bitcoin influences all of these altcoins, although Link seems to be less influenced by Bitcoin than many of these. We're having just a give back day in Bitcoin right now. Across all crypto, I've already mentioned how we're kind of, well, Link is, of the list I have, Link is the only one that's green. So how about that? Looking very nice. But all the other coins are red right now, at least the ones that I watch. And that's because we're wrestling with this roughly 52,000 level in Bitcoin. We've absolutely ran up to that level, had an incredible run in Bitcoin over the last few weeks. We have hit this level of resistance, and we'll just have to see what happens. We could go on down to this level. We could go on down to this level. Or when we start into the market on, I think we got President's Day on Monday, on Tuesday, we could go ahead and continue the move up. So Bitcoin, you know, there's two schools of thought. And let me show you this one here. This guy is another person I follow on Twitter, Wrecked Capital. And he talks quite a bit about, has been talking quite a bit about the halving behavior that we see in Bitcoin right before halvings. And we have a halving coming, H-A-L-V-I-N-G, a halving coming up here in Bitcoin in April, sometime around this time, okay? So he's talking about how Bitcoin is react and how it has historically reacted before these halvings. And he clearly says right here, Bitcoin has one final pre-halving retrace left. Historically, it tends to occur only a few weeks before the halving. If the halving is in April, you could say sometime mid-March, really sometime March onward to expect a halving. And he's been pretty consistent about saying that. He is looking at the historical behavior of Bitcoin, and that's what he's basing this thought on, that we might see some drawdown of 20% or so, I think, of Bitcoin, probably down into this 40 to 45 level, where we might consolidate. We certainly won't consolidate like that. It's kind of a funny consolidation, where we might consolidate. That's not what I'm meaning to do at all, until we get through the halving and then take off for the continuation of the bull run. So you could look for Bitcoin to be falling over the next few weeks and months before we get to this halving in April. But one thing he can't take into consideration is all the inflows, the millions of dollars coming in through these Bitcoin ETFs that we've had coming in over the last several weeks since January. We've never seen institutional inflow in Bitcoin like we've seen now. So it would not surprise me for Bitcoin not to follow the previous halving price patterns, just because this is not an environment we've ever been in before a halving for Bitcoin. So just be aware, if Bitcoin should fall, Link, again, doesn't seem to be quite as affected by Bitcoin as the other altcoins. So Link may continue to act like the grown up in the room and do its own thing regardless, but it does still have some sensitivity to Bitcoin. If you should see us reject here and over the next few weeks, go ahead and come back down to this 15, 16, 17 level. Do not be fearful. Do not be scared. Just hold. Be patient, hold. We may not come down to this level, but if Bitcoin does, it will affect Link in some way. Just hold. You're in a great project. Now is the time to be in the project. Now is, if you have some more cash ready to invest, a good time to be picking up some of these altcoins. You want to get them before Bitcoin, well, we're nowhere close to Bitcoin finishing its run, but you just want to get in now, right? If it were me and I was looking to move more cash into crypto, I would not wait. I would not be greedy and be trying to pick up pennies in front of a bulldozer, right? Steamroller, I think is how they say it. I would not be wanting to, oh, I'm going to wait until 17 to get in, and then, or 15 to get in or whatever. And you look back into, in 2 months and it never got to 15, and instead it's up to 26, right? So that's my thought on how I'm handling altcoins. I want to be in now. I don't want to be looking for a quote unquote bargain. We are at a bargain. So that's my opinion, strictly my opinion. All right, that's my update on Link. Stay tuned. I'll keep you updated on Link and more. Y'all have a good day out there.